Okay, welcome back to JDS Sport Talks video. Not much to talk about really today in terms of news stories. It's more of like an update on the US. Oh, let's cover the camera. Sorry. More of an update on the US Open thing and just talking about the AFL game that was happening last night. And I may talk about actually just over then a prediction for tonight's game, which is Bulldogs GWS. Which, funnily enough, GWS does not have Toby Green. I hate Toby Green. Everyone should. He's an arsehole. If you want to know why he's an arsehole, then just go check through anything he's done in history. Bloody gouge people's eyes out. You kick people in the face whilst taking marks. And yeah, it's just a wanker. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the first story of the day, which is tennis players supporting Alcott. I was talking about this yesterday. I should have said that. Yesterday in my video, I was talking about how Australian wheelchair tennis player Dylan Alcott has been complaining that it is unfair and discriminating against wheelchair people because they cannot. There's no tournament for them this year in the US Open. I don't know why I'm talking so like I'm retarded. There's no US Open this year for them because of the coronavirus, but they can still hold men and women's, and he thinks it's unfair and discriminatory, and I agree, and so do most players apparently, because everyone's backing him up and saying it's bullshit, it should be changed. If you want to read more in depth into that, there will be a link in the description, and if you want to read into what I talked about yesterday, then just go to my channel, video yesterday. I might put it in the like little suggesting things at the end, I think I call it the end screen or whatever. Yeah, so, and there will be a link in the video from yesterday as well. So yeah. So that's the end of that story. I'm going to go to this one now, which was yesterday's game, which Richmond did not play well. I find, well, first, Martin wasn't there. I don't think it's so much that they they can't play without, well, it's not Martin not being there is like, it is, but it isn't a problem, if that makes sense. It's more, I feel it's more mentally based. Martin not being there affects the other players mentally, which is why they play so poorly when it's not there. Like, the coach tried to say I was just a player, but you look at over the times in the recent years where Richmond have not had Martin, I think they've not lost one of those games. And I think it majorly affects them mentally because they don't know how they're going to play to the same standard and game style that they do when Martin's in the team. And I think they almost panic. They don't know what to do without him. Not because he's like some godly player and is carrying the whole team, but because the players just are so used to him there, they haven't learned to play without him, and they just feel like such an important part of the team is missing, and that can mentally affect the players a lot, which does affect their performance, which obviously affects the team. And it showed last night with a big loss against Hawthorn. It was 52. Right. I've messed up there. This is wrong. That was not the score. I do not remember the score. I'm going to switch up right now. Whilst I do, I'm going to talk about the game tonight, which, as I said, is Gold Coast, is Bulldogs versus GWS. I believe GWS will come out on the win even without Toby Green. I think they're actually often better without Toby Green. He's very on and off player. He's very, sporadic. He's not consistent with how he plays. I think it'll be a good game. I'm going to predict about 60 to 78 in GWS's way. Obviously, Bulldogs home, which doesn't make much of a difference at the moment. Although, I think, because I would say it would, because there's no crowds. I think there's actually planning to do 2,000 people in the crowd. And I haven't mentioned it yet, but the completely irrelevant, the restrictions on players, what they can do between games and stuff, they've been lowered a little bit. They can go out playing golf, go out and surf and stuff, but they can't obviously there's still stricter rules than the general public. So the other game yesterday, the Hawthorn Richmond one, was that was not even close to being correct. 71 for Hawthorn, 11 goals, 5 behinds. 39 Richmond, 5 goals, 9 behind. So they weren't even accurate either. They didn't really do anything to show that they were going to win outside those first 2 minutes where they were in complete control. They had the first 3 shots, I think, getting 1 point from it. And I think Hawthorn's first 3 attempts on goal were all goals. So that really just shows the pace of the game and why Hawthorn won. But yeah, so that's pretty much the video, I guess. GWS, I think, will be in control of the game a lot, but I think Bulldogs will start in front, and then GWS will pull the way back into the game. They'll be in control, but they won't do much with it. And then the last quarter, they'll do enough just to get about a 10-point win. As I said, about 65-75 score GWS's way. That's my prediction for the game tonight. It's been JDS. Thanks, bye. See you next time. See ya.